All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Chair Yoga. So glad you're here. Good news, you made it to the end of the week. And we're gonna do some chair yoga, starting by getting centered. So go ahead and just make yourself comfortable for a moment. You can slide to the back of your chair if you'd like to, and feel free to either sit up tall or to relax into the back of your chair. But let the legs be uncrossed, feet on the floor. Let your eyes closed if that feels comfortable, and just start to tune inward. Again, feeling your feet on the floor, feeling your seat in the chair, the sensations in your body, where there's tension, where there's not tension. For the spaces where there is tension, is that something you can simply just let go of? Unclenching your jaw, relaxing the micro contractions of the muscles of your face, your forehead, your eyes, your lips. Can you relax your throat as well? Softening the vocal cords, your shoulders dropping away from your ears, your arms heavy, the hands soft, relaxing the belly as well, the muscles of the pelvis, untensing the legs and glutes, relaxing the ankles and the feet, just letting a sense of ease come to your body. Letting your mind feel more easeful as well as you let go of that physical tension. Maybe it starts to feel a bit easier to let go of some of that mental tension, stress, worries, cares, concerns, just letting all that go, if only for the time that we're here today. And allowing yourself to be in this more centered place. When you're ready, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath, allowing yourself to slowly come back to the space around you. Welcome back. So I always mention that these exercises we do in this class can be taken out of the sequence and applied whenever you need to do them throughout your day, throughout your week. And that includes the centering practices as well. So if you're ever feeling a little overwhelmed or stressed, sit down for a moment, check in with your body, feel it grounded to the floor, relax any held tension, and then let a sense of ease wash over you. It works a lot of the time. It's not a silver bullet, but it does help a little bit. So go ahead and slide to the edge of your chair if you're not there already. Have your feet stacking underneath your knees. Knees are about hip width apart. And we're actually going to start today with some spinal flexes. So the hands can rest on the lap. And with your inhale, roll the shoulders down the back and turn the chest to look up. Then exhale, round the back, look down at your lap. Inhale, open back up. And exhale, rounding forward. And just keep going. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, rounding, creating that space in the chest, that space in the upper back. Always good to note that this movement is happening from the mid back up. Your lower back, the lower curve of the spine, stays pretty steady here. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, rounding. Going for just a little bit longer, just helping to break up some of that stuck tension in the upper back, the upper spine, and the muscles around your chest. You might even feel a little tenderness around the connection points of the rib cage to your sternum. That's okay, that goes away after a while. All right, and then go ahead and open up. Stay here. 3, 2, And one, round forward, look down, feeling the shoulder blades widen, staying here for 3, 2, and 1. Spine to neutral, shoulders drop down. That's a great one to really counterpose sitting because we tend to have collapsed posture sometimes. And so that helps just to bring everything back into alignment. Good. Staying where you're at on your chair, go ahead and lift your left arm into the air. With your right hand, reach up and grab the wrist and traction that arm straight up. Feeling length on that left side. Then after a breath or so here, go ahead and tilt the chest to the right. Ground your left hip to the chair. And breathe. Space on the left side of the body. Good. And then come back up and let go. And then we'll do the other side. So right arm reaches up, please. Grab hold of the wrist, traction the arm straight up first. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Big length on the right side. And keep that right hip grounded. Tilt the chest, the upper body to the left. And breathing here. Good. Coming back up and release the arms on down. All right. So I'm going to turn sideways for a moment. You can keep facing forward. In a moment, we're going to be practicing knee lifts like this, which helps to engage the core and helps to engage the lower back as well. What we don't want to have happen here, though, is when you lift a knee, that the back starts to excessively round. And in fact, we'd actually like the spine to stay pretty neutral here. So you want to feel the chest lift, even if that means the knee doesn't come up as high. All right. So the goal isn't knee to chest, it's lifting the knee while maintaining a strong core and an elongated spine. You might lean back a little bit, but relatively speaking, you're sitting up straight. All right. Just a little note about alignment on that one, and I'll remind you as we go through the process. Good. So your hands can be on your hips here, or you could hold on to your chair, whichever you need for support. But go ahead and lift the right foot off the ground, and then bring it down, barely graze the ground, and then come back up and down, up and down. A few more times, check in with your lower back. Make sure it's not rounding. And then making this more dynamic, lift the foot, take it out to the side, place it down. Lift, back, down. Lift, out, down. Lift, back, down. Lift, out, down. Lift, back, down. A couple more times. Just getting some of this external movement of the hip joint. One more time. Lift, out, down, lift, back, and release. Good. Notice the difference between the two sides. You probably feel something up into the hip joint, maybe around the core or lower back as well. We're going to try that same exercise on the other side. So again, sit up nice and tall, re-engage that core, and then lift the left foot and place it down. Lift and down. Lift and down. Lift and down. Lift, down. Then we'll make it more dynamic. Lift, out, down, lift, back, down. Keep going. And breathe as you move. Try to keep the chest lifting as much as you can. That helps to engage the core and stabilize the lower back. Just a few more times. Both stretching and strengthening the hip here. Good. Last one, lift, out, down, lift, back, and down. Great. I have good news. We're gonna do more core work with the legs. So I'm gonna turn sideways again. You can keep facing forward. Again, you're gonna want to try to keep the back long here, the spine growing uh, out of the hips. Now for this one, you may again want to hold on to the chair or have your hands behind you a little bit further, or you can do hands on the hips if you want to. But you're gonna lift your right leg up, keep the leg lifted and extend the heel forward. And then bring the knee back into your chest and then extend it forward and back, extend and back. Keep going. I know it's difficult to keep the chest lifting here, but keep the chest lifting here. 2 and 1. Extend the leg forward. Keep it extended. Lift the chest a bit more. Shake a little bit. 3, 2, and 1. Knee to chest and place the foot down. Good. I promise we'll do an exercise to help relieve any tension we're building in the thigh and in the lower back here. But first, we have to do the other side. So sitting up nice and tall again, lift your left foot up and extend it forward. In and out. In and out. Keeping the chest lifting. Again, it's okay to lean back, reclining a little bit here, but don't do it so much that you don't feel anything in the core. Extend and in. Let's do 2 more. Forward, in, and then keep it extended this time. Lift the chest a little bit more. Strong core, strong back here. Shake, shake, shake. 3, 2, and 1. Knee to chest and place down. Good. Great job. So we're going to do our hip stretch next. So with this, just a reminder, I'll be naming different phases of the pose. Stop where it works for you. There's no need to push your body beyond the range of motion here. Our goal is really about getting a good stretch in, relieving tension, not creating a bunch of it, all right? So extending your left leg down to the floor, you're gonna pick up your right leg and bring the ankle to rest somewhere above the left knee. Now you want to keep this right foot flexed, pulling the toes back to protect the ankle and the knee joint. Now for some of us, this might be as far as we go. This is still a stretch in the hip for you, then great. If you want to make it a little bit more, what you'll do is you'll slide your left foot back so that the left heel comes underneath the left knee. Now again, keeping the right foot flexed, probably definitely starting to feel that stretch in the hip here. It's okay if your knee is up a little bit higher, that's fine. Again, you're getting a good stretch here. This just happens to be my open side of my hip. Couple more options. If you're good where you're at, just stay there. If you want to, your right hand can rest on top of your right knee, not pushing downward, but pushing forward and down, kind of in a diagonal away from the body, tractioning the hip, the femur head out of the hip socket. And we're breathing. And of course, the last adjustment you could make here, should you like to, is to lean the chest forward. Now, this is not a nosedive. We're not dropping the head and rounding the back. We're keeping the back elongated as the chest comes forward. Definitely feeling that hip in the hip now. And staying for just a little bit longer. The hips don't like to be rushed, so we take our time with them. Now, if you are folding, go ahead and sit back up, and then we'll all uncross. Beautiful. Take your time with that. Feel sensation in the right leg and the right hip. And then we will do the other side. Again, stopping wherever it starts to feel like it's enough for you. Take the right leg forward, straighten it out. Lifting the left foot, bring the left ankle somewhere above the right knee. Again, this might be where you stop, and that is a-okay with me. If you want to take it further, you'll slide the right foot back, heel underneath the knee, and you'll sit up nice and tall. See, this is my tighter side. You can see the knee is higher on this one. Our bodies are full of asymmetries, and that is fine. Your left hand, if you want to, can place on top of the left knee. Again, not pushing downward so much as pushing away from you. Left foot stays flexed, sitting up nice and tall. You almost want to think about it as like kind of a forward tilt of the pelvis. Normally the pelvis kind of sits backwards a little bit. We're kind of leaning it forward just slightly. And you'll definitely feel the stretch if you do that. And then of course, the final option here is to lean the chest forward toward the leg, only doing so if you don't have to round the back. Oh yeah, and we're breathing. Keep breathing. Sometimes when we feel discomfort, we either breathe shallowly or we stop breathing altogether. And we also tend to clench places in the body that don't need to be clenched. Like clenching your teeth doesn't stretch your hip. I've tried it, it doesn't work. We also might clench the face or scrunch the shoulders or tighten like the feet or the hands. Just like let go of all of that if you can. Good. All right. If you're leaning forward, go ahead and sit back up. And then we'll carefully uncross. One more exercise for the hips, and it's not even that intensive one, just something to let go of what we've worked on so far. So lift your right foot up and just start shaking the leg from side to side. Loose all the way up into the hip socket, side to side. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Foot to the floor. Side number 2. Lift the left foot up and shake. Side to side, all the way up into the hip socket. And breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Foot to the floor. Good. So after all of that, I'm hoping that from the waist down, maybe even to the lower back, into the pelvis, that you feel a little bit more relief, right? So we're going to work with other parts of the body, but before we do, let's do a forward fold just to bring the body into a sense of symmetry. So sitting nice and tall, inhale. And exhale, hinge and fold forward over the thighs. The hands can stay on the thighs or they can hang to the floor. It's up to you. Release the head here. And feeling the stretch in the back body, especially down towards your lower back. Good. Inhale, come back up to a seat, please. Beautiful. So now I'll ask you to take your feet and knees into the wider stance. So the knees are just a little bit wider than your shoulders, heels stacking underneath the knees, toes pointing outward. So if you lean from side to side, you don't fall over. So give that a try and either widen or narrow your stance to make it a more stable stance for you. Also feel free to hydrate anytime you need to. So we're going to do a twist now. It's an open twist, meaning it creates space in the front of the body while rotating the spine. So you'll take your left hand straight forward, thumb pointing upward, and bring the hand down between your knees and brace the back of the left hand and arm into the inside of your left knee. All right, and they're kind of pressing into each other here. And then bring your right hand down to meet your left. And with an inhale, sweep the right arm up and back at a diagonal, looking behind you, rolling the right shoulder back. Exhale, bring the hand back to the left hand. Inhale, open back up again. Exhale, return. A few more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And on this final round, we'll hold the pose. So sweep that right arm back at a diagonal, looking back behind you as well, pressing the back of that arm and hand into the inside of the knee. Rolling the right shoulder back and breathing. Good. Then unwind and sit up. All right, let's do the other side. Right hand comes straight forward. Bring the hand down between the knees and brace the back of the hand against the inside of the right knee. And they're kind of pushing into each other again. Once you have that, bring your left hand down. And with an inhale, sweep the arm up and back at a diagonal, rolling the left shoulder back, looking behind you. And then exhale, bring the hand back forward. Good. Inhale, open back up again. Exhale, return. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, return. Let's do two more. Inhale. Exhale. And then staying this time, take the left arm back, twist, and breathe. Rolling the left shoulder back. Good. One more breath. And unwind. Coming back up. All right. Keeping the feet and knees in this wider stance, go ahead and bring your left elbow or forearm down onto your left thigh. Right hand on the hip to start. Go ahead and roll the right shoulder back. This is kind of where we were just at with that last twist. But ground your right hip down onto the chair and reach your right arm up and over, out over the left foot. Again, roll the right shoulder back and feel some big length on this right side. Breathe. Staying for just a couple more breaths. Make sure the head doesn't drop here. Keep it in line with the spine. Keep it lifted. Good. Then sweep the right arm back and come on up. Good. Doing the other side. When you're ready, bring your right forearm or elbow down onto the thigh, left hand onto the hip to start. And then with an exhale, go ahead and roll the left shoulder back, ground the left hip onto the chair. Then when you're ready, reach the left arm up and over, out over the right foot, rolling the left shoulder back, big length on that side. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Staying for just a couple more breaths. Again, try to keep the head from dropping. Keep it in line with your spine. Good. And then go ahead and sweep the left arm back and come up to a seat. Great. With the knees still further apart, bring your hands onto the thighs, fingertips pointing inward, and then just hinge at the elbows, folding forward as far as it feels comfortable for you. And when you get to that point, just drop the head, chin dropping in toward the throat. Breathe here for a moment, just allowing the natural weight of the head to create some traction in the neck and shoulders. All right, when you're ready, please bring yourself back up. Bring the legs closer together, and we'll move into our meditation practice. So go ahead and slide to the back of your chair and make yourself comfortable. We'll be here for just a few minutes. Again, legs uncrossed. You can lean into the chair if you'd like to, hands on your thighs. We'll do a practice that sort of echoes our centering practice. So feeling your feet on the floor, your seat and your chair, that support beneath you. Then become aware of your body here. What sensation is present from these practices we've done? Maybe there's some new sensation, maybe some lingering old sensation, relief of tension, maybe still some tension. That's okay. And maybe there's some held tension that you can still let go of here. Soften the belly, relax the hands, the jaw, the face, and anywhere else you might be feeling yourself holding. And feel a deeper sense of ease come to your body. Feel a sense of effortlessness come to your breath. And then allowing your mind to feel more at ease as well, which you may already sense, though there may be some lingering thoughts or tendencies that feel tensious, worry, concern, stress. And just see if you can soften your concern for those things for just a moment. If for only this moment, let it go. Of course, when we get quiet, sometimes those thoughts come back in, and so just ask them to step aside again. And if you are feeling more at ease, know that you're doing so because you gave yourself permission to feel at ease. Sometimes ease doesn't find you. You have to go find it. You have to choose to be easeful, to not be stressed, to be willing to set aside tension, not to get rid of it, not to say that it's not true or there aren't things to worry about, but to choose that in a single moment, you can just be. You can take breaks. You can tend to yourself. And through doing so, you're able to attend to whatever is needed with a bit more calm, a bit more compassion and allowance. So anytime you need to feel more at ease, just close your eyes and give yourself permission to head in that direction. For now, when you're ready, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. And bring the palms together, rubbing them together. And take the heated palms over your eyes. And brushing back over the top of your head and down your neck, slowly bringing yourself back to the space around you.